Saveri Srimati Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namaste Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prachayate Jaya Jaya Gauranga Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Bhaktavrinda Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gauranga 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 Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Namah Vishnu Padaya
Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa iti namine. Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prastayate. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Bhakta Vridam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribol Namaste. Good morning, everyone. Let us continue our study program. Text 2, the Nectar of Instruction by Srila Rupa Goswami. Guidance, how we can be focused and not be misled, not be misdirected towards the goal. The goal of life is to please God, to be situated in a situation that our lives, our whole focus, our love, our direction, our whole being is simply surrendered in loving service by our own will, our own choice, or our own volition to please, to do the will of God. So this guidance, these teachings will protect us. Associating with worldly-minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness and being greedy for mundane achievements. A certain activity leads to a certain consciousness. When the living entity, us, have been covered, have been deluded by material disease. And what is material disease? It is falsely identifying ourselves as matter, this body. And we have become conditioned and have forgotten our true nature. And our focus now is upon this temporary moving world. Even in relationship, in trying to experience this service attitude that is inseparable from us, to give, to love, to sacrifice, to please. It is now directed upon the temporary forms of this world. Our security, our happiness, it's now centered around this body and the senses. And we have been moving in that direction for so long, conditioned. So when one comes in contact with a bona fide spiritual master, such as our dear friend, Jagad Guru, Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, who is coming in the long line of unbroken chain of spiritual master, the original spiritual master in this universe is Lord Brahma, the Creator, who is guided by the Supreme Person, Govinda, the cause of all causes, whom our dear Father, our spiritual master, is helping us to be in that situation. He loves us. He does not want us to suffer because we have been for so long being misdirected. And I will discuss this on a practical level as our experience in this world and what is being discussed by authorities who are bona fide representative of the Supreme Person, who are living examples. They are living examples of individuals whose love and affection is simply one-pointed, focus upon pleasing and loving the Supreme Person. They are residents of the spiritual world, helping us to enter that world, guiding us. So when we are fortunate to come in contact with a bona fide spiritual master, as what Lord Krishna wants us to do and instructing his dear friend Arjuna, he's setting an example wherein we can be guided. So spiritual life, to enter that world of loving devotion, starts at the end of Bhagavad Gita when one surrenders unto the Supreme Person. So when one comes in contact with the resident of Vrindavan, the spiritual world, the eternal world of loving devotion, descending, coming to this temporary world, coming through our vision, God's mercy, then through His guidance, that love for God that has been obscured, misdirected upon this world, He helps us direct that towards our true nature, our true position, our true function, absolutely, that will give us what we are longing, real happiness. So this guidance of Rupa Goswami, associating with worldly-minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. Association is very important. We associate with materialists. The subject matter is about this mundane world. There was once a very poor person who heard that this great Vaishnava, this devotee, this saintly person has a touchstone. And what is that touchstone? Whatever metal it touches, it becomes gold. So he went to this devotee, the representative of God, and he inquired, "My dear sir, I have heard you have this touchstone that can produce gold when it touches metal." Then the devotee saw him and he saw how poor he is. He's really very, very poor. And then he said, "Yes, I do have." And in eagerness, that poor person begged, "Can you please show me where it is? Can I have it?" Sabi niya, "Sure. Where is it?" "Go at the back. There's a garbage heap there. It's just beside the garbage heap." Then eagerly he went there. When he saw the touchstone, he is elated. But his elation, his happiness to hold that, to grasp that, and look, the touchstone, because gold is synonymous with wealth. Meaning, if you have wealth, you have power, you can buy more material things. You can buy intelligent people, individuals will worship you. You'll become famous. And then he touched it and he's thinking, why is it in this garbage heap? Is there more important than this touchstone? He went back holding the touchstone to this devotee. My dear sir, this touchstone that can produce gold, how come it's just there? As if no value sitting beside the garbage dump. Is there something more important than this? Is there something more valuable than this? Is there wealth that surpasses the gold that it will produce? The devotee said, yes, but you must return that back. And I will teach you, guide you to achieve that wealth. So he returned it. So in short, he listened to what is real wealth. And what is that wealth? It is the love that we have been misusing, misdirecting upon this temporary world that gives us pain. If we associate with worldly-minded people, what will happen is that we will hear mundane sound. And the more we hear mundane sound, we become covered. And when we talk about wealth, about power, about control, it is a burden, a load that we carry. We're always anxious. And that anxiety takes the mind away from focusing towards the goal of achieving what the spiritual master, what Lord Krishna wanted us to have. So association should be associating with individuals, those who are inclined to do what is pleasing to God, and the perfect example is the spiritual master who is a confidential, loving servant of God. So when he accepts us as students, as disciples, initiates us, he gives us an opportunity to have association. And what is that association? Association with the eternal teachings, the eternal desire of the Supreme Person, that we be reestablished in our natural situation of engaging in loving service. If we associate with worldly-minded people as what we are experiencing now, then it becomes an obstacle, a stumbling block, to be really one-pointedly focusing, walking towards that goal. We will be diverted. We will be misled. We will be allured. So associating with the spiritual master and the saintly person gives us clarity of the mind. How? Our intelligence is purified from the words that comes out of their lips. It touches our heart. And that experience of listening, associating with the representative of God purifies our heart, gives us this clarity of our true nature. You know, I used to travel here in the Philippines, I used to go to other cities. Whenever I go to this city, this big city, as soon as I enter, welcome to this city, I see a lot of billboards. 4 months, a year, I pass that road and I see different advertising that is put in front of our eyes. They put there how we can have eternal youth. They have this advertisement. We can chisel your face. How do they chisel the face? If your nose is, not really like the Aryans, especially here in the Philippines, everybody wanted to have this colonial mentality. Looking at the foreigner, the Caucasian, they have, high nose. And sometimes extremely so high that covers their vision. And they want that. And when they say, chisel the face, chisel? With what? You know what they do? When you are associating with worldly-minded people, you become engrossed. You think beauty is skin deep and being accepted, to be loved. You must have this beautiful face. But this body is hooked up with time. And the beautiful face that was relatively in a younger age is, it's not shrinking when the body gets old. So what they do, it's not just chiseling your face. They pull the skin. They cut here and pull it. So it will become stretch. And when you look at the mirror, you're not, this is my struggle for all age. I'm winning. But the more they pull the skin, your eyebrows goes here, goes up and goes up. And then the muscles cannot move anymore, the skin. They're all wide-eyed. Not only that, they take off the eye bags. Cut it like sewing. But gross is chiseling, It's the same. And then all the skin is stretched. The muscles cannot move the skin anymore. If you see beauty like that, if the relationship with one another, especially the husband and the wife, and the husband is mesmerized by the beauty of the wife, so the wife has to engage in so much activities. Chisel the face, sew the face. What happens is that when it's stretched, the husband goes to the room, inside the room, and his wife is sleeping, but the eyes are all open. How come the eyes are all open? She cannot close her. What's this? What do you call this? She cannot close it because it's already pulled all the muscles. And the eyebrows, when it's pulled, it goes here. What do? Put tattoo. Tattoo it. But the more they pull, instead of putting tattoo, just put artificial eyebrows. But this move, these activities, is really sad and frustrating because we cannot surpass old age. So when we come in contact with this understanding, the purity of realizing our true nature, we can now really love the person, our wife or our husband. It's not a game we play anymore. Love me because I have a beautiful face. And it's so sad because that love that he has, it's based upon what he sees as an external beauty, and it's gone That's why when I was walking one time, when during the younger years, we went into this, eatery. The wife is there, the husband is there, and the kids are there. The kids are playing. So the wife told the husband, take care of the kids. She just went out. But the husband, watching the kids, when he looked at the other side, there's a lot of beautiful forms there. Younger ladies. So attractive. And instead of watching the kids, he now is focused. And the wife came looking at him, mesmerized, looking at the beautiful form of the young ladies. And then he looked at herself. How come he's not looking at me anymore? How come he's attracted to these forms? So she becomes insecure. And she asks, honey, what are you looking? What are you staring? And the husband, feeling embarrassed, no, I was just looking at that window. There's a sale there, some t-shirt and some pants. So it's a game people play. It's so sad. So when we associate with worldly-minded people, especially when we're given this opportunity to engage in loving service, we must follow this instruction. Associate with individuals who have the same mind, meaning the same activities. Because the sound we hear, the activities they do, is the process of devotional service that will help us come to the point of experiencing this loving surrender to the Supreme Person that will give us real happiness. When we associate with worldly-minded people, we become greedy for mundane achievements. What are mundane achievements we see? The most fame, the most beautiful woman. Yesterday we were discussing about that. The most beautiful woman in the Philippines. But put it in a higher level. Miss International. And then put it on another level. Miss Universe. So we want to experience that. If I have that beauty, I go to that beauty pageant, and then I walk there. I show what I got. Show me what you got. Di ba? What you have. Show me. Show us. And we will decide if you're the most beautiful person. So you have to undergo so much hardship, jog, to be able to contour your body. You don't eat anymore. You need to be famished to be in this level that they want you to achieve. So they can see, wow, a perfect body. 36. The waistline is 36. The breast side is 34. 36, 34, 24. Not only that, you have to walk with a high heel, 6 inches high. Then you walk, they look at you. She walks like a duck, And then everybody is looking. Huh? Not only that, you show your wares. Look at me. So they have this. First, they show how they dress. Then they show their wares. Look what I've got. With this skimpy, teeny-weeny bikini. So they have to hide something. All those scars, you have to, take it off, everything. So it's a struggle. So a person is now in a very in a situation wherein he's always anxious. I cannot get what I want. If you get it, somewhere along the line, for example, Miss Universe, everybody claps, she cries, 80 years after that, she's sitting down. It's not, she cannot use high heel anymore. She's sitting on a wheelchair and then looking at the picture. The teeth, like they want to show you have to show them your teeth. It's, her teeth now is gone. Fell down. And now she has false teeth inside the glass. Looking at that picture when she had that body. And then now her granddaughter comes. When I was 17 years old, I'm the most beautiful person. Miss Universe, 1960s. Now it's 2020. And then the granddaughter, look at her. The body's now flabby, with wrinkles. She cannot hardly see. And when the granddaughter tells her, "Oh, is that you, Grandma?" What did you say? She cannot hear anymore. The fame that once upon a time, everybody's clapping. You're walking, using your body, showing to the people, look what I've got. And that fame, that experience of elation, it's gone. Once you get it, it's gone. Now you're sitting down, looking, trying to diminish. It's so painful. So associating with worldly-minded people and being greedy for mundane achievements takes away one's time and opportunity to focus upon what we as supposedly spirit soul given the opportunity to enter the loving service of Krishna. We must be very, very careful to follow this instruction because it gives sadness to the spiritual master to see us chewing the chewed. It gives him so much sadness to see us suffering. Being greedy for mundane achievements, associating with worldly-minded people, we become enamored. And that, how? The lust in our mind, the desire burns. Instead of nurturing that plant of bhakti that is planted in our heart, that love to be reestablished again, it becomes covered by lust. Because now, in bodily identification, we have been enamored by the illusory energy. We have become contaminated. We have forgotten our true nature, that we're eternally the loving servant of God. Eternally. When we speak about burning, about being devoured by lust, when a person is identifying himself as the body, he identifies himself, he follows the dictates of the desire in the mind, he burns, he loses his intelligence, and he does things really grotesque. And individuals who see that, businessmen, years back, there's this Japanese company, because they see that Because of materialism, individuals are becoming more hedonistic, self-centered, and narcissistic. They just live for themselves. And they see that as an opportunity to earn. So they see a person really wanting to eat the world. When they relate to somebody, it's like trying to eat that person. So they decided, wow, when a person is in loss, why don't we fabricate and produce this underwear that is chocolate flavored, strawberry flavored, that they can eat while they're trying to enjoy matter and consume that person. So when a person is trying to find happiness by under the dictates of lust, this consumption, this consumerist consciousness of trying to devour everything through our senses, it has been enhanced by these people who sees our weakness, sees an opportunity to cheat us, to engulf us more into this fire. So we get burned more, they earn more. So to become free from this burning fire must be put to a stop. And the purificatory process of associating with saintly person like Maharaj Pariksit, like this person who's looking for this touchstone and found it, he left it behind again, put it back in the dump site, in the dump heap, and listened and associated with the person who sees the truth. He sees the soul. He sees God. He sees that love. He sees that activities that is eternal. Those activities that are eternal, that is connected with that person's love, the spirit soul love, the longing, the quest for real happiness can now be guided by following the instruction of Rupa Goswami. We embrace that love. We embrace that protection. So now, we can check what am I experiencing. Am I enamored by this temporary world? Is my life's focus upon trying to gather all these material things that eventually will be lost because it's continually moving and I'm not in control? Or be focused upon what I'm really looking, not this touchstone, but the real wealth that I really have, the longing for love, which is inseparable from me. So, we start with the end of Bhagavad Gita. When we come in contact, the end of Bhagavad Gita, the conclusion is surrender to Krishna. And that is established when we follow the instruction of the spiritual master under his guidance. We begin to learn the law of love. We begin to want to please someone, and that someone is our eternal friend, Lord Krishna. We begin to see His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. He gave an example. If somebody is bringing this very nice looking cake, and he tells us, the taste of the pudding is in the eating, this nice, delicious cake. If you just look from the outside, you must taste it. It's like he tells us, this bottle, inside this is honey. What we just look around, We don't open the lid. We don't taste the sweetness of that organic honey that is very sweet. So when we come in contact with the pure, loving servant of God, we learn how to engage in loving service. If in humbleness, in humility, we see our true situation, our predicament, we begin to experience this humbleness, the third prayer of Lord Chaitanya. And we cling to be always in that situation, in that consciousness of humility and chanting the holy names. And the sign, we are now with this transcendental wisdom, we now see the blind person who has been mesmerized by illusion can see now where real happiness lies. It is about a relationship that is eternal. The world that our Gurudev, disciplic succession, Lord Brahma, Narada Muni, Maharaj Pariksit, all the great Vaishnavas, and the coming of Lord Krishna to this planet to establish religion. When we speak of religion, it is about love. And He invites us to enter that world. And now we're blessed to be with our Gurudev. Thank you very much. Haribol, Namaste. Namaham Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prastaya Bhutale, Shrimati Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa iti namine. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktabrinam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's have a short kirtan. Okay. Krishna. Namaham Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prastaya Bhutale, Shrimati Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa iti namine. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa namine, Gaura Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasaya Te. Namo Siddhaswarupananda, Paramahamsa namine, Gaura Karuna Swarupaya, Radha Krishna Prasaya Te.
Advaita Garadhara Shivasa Degur Bhaktavrinda Jaya Jaya Gauranga Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana 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 Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa.